What? What in the world? What?
Our ship disappeared. Joe!
Joe! Joe, bring back the ship! What are you doing?
It's too much.
I thought you guys were on board, and I had.
Did you see our names? This is the worst group of pirates.
Did you hear us calling any commands?
Nope.
You
I
didn't
was
see
like,
us
I
on
am
board.
going to get there. I decided to commandeer the boat.
Man, first we lost Emmy, now like Joe's abandoning us. Tabitha, where did we find this crew?
Materials or something.
Joe, are you still on this ship?
Yes, I am. I am straightening out. Oh, you're here!
Yeah, we're here.
How'd you guys get here?
I found
The mermaid brought us here.
Oh,
And there's someone shooting at us.
Is it really?
I hear shots. Am I crazy?
No, I definitely heard something.
It gives me the option to rejoin the previous session.
Oh, right over there. Is that not a ship over there? It looks like a congregation of ships.
Oh, I am overboard.
Wait, what? Why?
Oh, the ship's on fire! The ship's on fire!
Why?
The ship is on fire because nobody sails without the entire crew. So Joe, have fun.
There's massive holes in the boat, guys.
Oh no!
You steal the ship, you
Okay.
suffer the consequences. Good morning. Hello. Make sure everything's working okay. I see you over there, Tara Crystal. Appreciate you. Yeah, so that's just like a little snippet thing. So yeah, it's available now. I took our Sea of Thieves story and I created some merch for it. So it is available. I actually have like a store now with my channel. It's available there. You can find it. I kind of got me like the everything, almost like an everything bundle, and I can't wait to showcase that. So yeah, it is an amusing trailer for sure. I have so much fun with these art pieces for for the gaming streams. Let me see something. Good morning though, by the way. Welcome to happy like inauguration day. Happy inauguration day. I'm excited to see I'm excited and a little bit anxious, if that makes sense, of everything that could and will and might happen today. But prayers, of course, for our incoming president. Let me retitle this. I forgot to share this over here. So 1 second. Let me let's see. I'm going to retitle this. Let's see. American what? Why is it doing that? Man. Let me go. Here we go. Star Wars art. There. I know it's like two different titles, but that's okay. I'm just going to post that. It is what it is. You can only do what you can do. But hey, good morning. Good morning. Writing from the office and can't hear a thing, but here supporting you. I appreciate you, Maria. And look who's there. It's Makity Draws. And good morning. Good morning to you, sir. And got all the paintbrushes and the books and the elixir. I've got my elixir right here, not paint water. At the office, I doubt it. Hey, well, like I often tell people, don't do whatever you like whatever you do. And Juliet's here saying good afternoon. Good afternoon. So let me add this to the stage here. I know the title said like Cara Dune fan art. I might incorporate this into fan art that I have in mind for Cara Dune, but my mind is just so distracted by I am wearing my Cara Dune merchandise right now from Drunk 3PO store. fight the Empire. I'm really excited about today. And so that's just kind of bleeding into my ideas. And so I just also I'm going to be out of town for a little bit. And so I won't have opportunity to stream. May have some elixir. And so I was like, I have this crazy notion. It's not really that crazy. I'm sure there's lots of people doing what I'm about to do, but I just want to kind of create something. So I'm taking the Rebel logo, and I have to try to remember, this is something that always eludes me. There is a method to, there's a way. Is it the drawing guide? Well, that's the drawing guide. I always forget how to do like it. I don't know how to preferences here. Is it this thing where it's like it? Oh my goodness. It mirrors everything on the other side. I don't remember how to do that. Yeah. No, that didn't do nothing. So that's just the drawing guide. I don't really need that. Shoot fire. I can never remember how to do that. But yeah, I hope everybody's doing okay. Man, what a great way to start the session, not knowing what I'm doing. We'll just do it the old-fashioned way. Let me turn this drawing guide off because I don't really need that. Is it page assistance? What is that? No, animation. I don't know. We'll do it the old-fashioned way. I'm going to do it the old-fashioned way. But how's everybody doing? Anybody else excited for today? Anybody got some interesting conspiracy theories? I know big time in our country, woke up this morning seeing that Fauci was, not to get all political and whatnot, but it is what it is today, that Fauci got pardoned, and it's like, pardoned? Pardoned for what? What did he need to be pardoned from? Did he do something wrong? What? Krista took down her Cara Dune cosplay video. I was wanting to see her cosplaying her mom again. Her mom? What do you mean she took it down? I don't understand. And what do you mean by her mom? Her mother? Hi. Did we last time when we spoke, did we just settle on calling you Wendy because I was having a difficult time pronouncing the first part because I didn't want to be disrespectful? I bet it's a beautiful pronunciation, but I don't think I'm going to do it justice. But welcome in. I'm doing good today. Mando Unchained is here. What? Woke up nice and early to watch everything, and yep, Fauci got his pardon on the way out. Krista looks like Gina. What? I guess because they have dark hair. I mean, hey, it's amazing how people see from different perspectives and everything like that. But yeah, I know it's crazy. It's crazy what's happening. I'm sure we all kind of felt like a lot of this was going to happen, but it's dawn of a new era, and what's done, we will be unburdened by what has been. Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you, Wendy. I really do wish I could remember how to mirror this, but I feel like it's a little bit more true to traditional artwork if I trace this and not mirror it, so that way it's not necessarily perfect. I think that sometimes I do that on purpose in my digital artwork because we do, oh, this is going to be hard. We can tend to be too focused on perfection, and I think it can sometimes take it away. All right, so then what I'm going to do is do a circle and shrinky dinky. Oh, it's a little too much. I didn't do it quite right. So we're going to cheat. I say cheat the system, but I hope everybody slept well. I did. So we're going to make this circle, and we'll just make it like that. And then Let's move it down and adjust. Oh, interesting. So it would turn out that the Rebel logo isn't isn't perfect itself. Well, that works just fine for me. Granny Betty? Yes, that's right. The alter ego. I'm a tattoo artist. I know this program well. Kenzo Khan over there on Kick. Welcome in. I love Procreate. Man, Procreate is amazing. And the best thing about Procreate, because there's many many best things about Procreate, is that it's a one-time payment. It's a one-time payment. Unlike some of its, constituents, It's fantastic. Ah, nice. You're already in the future. I know you probably hear that joke all the time, but how's it looking over there in the future, Wendy? Thank you for the follow, Kenzo Khan. So yeah, let's see if we're gonna have to kind of modify this a little bit. But yeah, I love that Procreate. It's a one-time purchase. Oh, I was supposed to merge these two. We will do that in just a second once we get this cleaned up. So my idea, for those that may or may not be familiar with who I am, we're Americans over here, or I am, and I was just going to turn this into some like Star Wars America fan art because, wait, what? Yeah, okay. Because it's inauguration day. It's a big day in our country, and whether you support him or not, it's all about freedom and fighting for your rights and what you believe in, standing your ground, no matter what side of the fence you might be on. And so I thought I would commemorate that with some Star Wars, Star Wars fan art. Okay, so we've now done this, and it's a little bit off, and I'm okay with that. So we can turn this off for now. Like I said, I know it's a little janky. I'm okay with that. What's really cool is if you look at this, it's almost like a face. Like it looks kind of like a Speederman kind of, I heard fantastic. Whatever it is. I don't know, dude. I didn't do it. Oh my. Very cold. It's gloomy here in Florida. It's chilly. Yeah, I didn't say I love to procreate. I said I love Procreate. Okay. Hang on. Time for an elixir update. Here we go. So, my idea was that if I can swing it, I kind of wanted to put like the American flag-ish kind of thing into the rebel symbol and then having like a golden glowing thing around it. And I know it said something about Cara Dune on here. So my idea was that once I kind of get this figured out, let me, because you guys can't see where I'm pointing to, was that once all this, gets filled in and looks pretty, then I would try to incorporate her character. There she is, inside of it, but also like looking like it's coming out of the symbol as well. That just something that I was working on. So I'm gonna working from the background because the unofficial official Cara Dune day is coming. It's upon us. It's in 10 days, January 30th. For the last, three or 4 years now, the fans have gotten together over on X and elsewhere to use the hashtag We Live Gina Carano, We Live Cara Dune, just to let everybody know that she might be gone, but she's never forgotten, and that we still don't agree with what happened, and you can't just treat your employees like that. So I kind of want this, I'm going to duplicate this. I kind of want this to be a little bit, how do you say, not ragged, but I want it to, I don't know. I don't know how clean I really want this to look. I kind of want it to be a little warm, beaten, downtrodden. So we're filling this with this kind of color, which it's not. There we go. This is a nice color. Something that's disturbing, though, when I was showing you guys earlier in the beginning of the show, when I was showing you my new art, by the way, the video for that will be coming soon as well. But when I'm showing my new artwork, is that on my screen on my iPad, it looks fantastic. The colors are so great. And then I looked at it on my phone because I shared it and did that and this, that, and the third. And it was much warmer tones. And so I really hate that about I really, really hate that about computer screens and everything, that they're not all the same. It's like, why can't they be the same? And then even looking at this one, it's much better on the computer, but it's a little bit the contrast is a little low, and that just kind of sucks. So it's not all the same. By the way, this can be yours. Check out the store. I know Cara was in a Lego Star Wars game, and she wasn't in a Mandalorian art book or something. Yeah. Encyclopedia. I think she was put into the Star Wars encyclopedia, which is super cool. So, all right, let's see. I don't have any music going on. I could do that. I might get some chill. Although in the background, I do have Drunk 3PO's Welcome to the Rebellion podcast on. So that's what I'm listening to while I'm doing this, trying to keep on the up and up. So if my Ken's O'Connor, you posting things you're not supposed to be posting? Don't be doing that, friend. Don't be doing that. Here we go. I'll just have some undertone music. All right, so let's just kind of see. I'm playing around with brushes, and I use the Inca brush a lot. The one that's already highlighted. It has a lot of like roughness to its edges, but I don't know if that's what I want to go with today. We'll give it a try. Let me see here. It is grape. That's my care. Oh yeah. Okay. So for those that don't know, I play Sea of Thieves with my friends, and where'd my picture go? So I first started doing like some fan art of when we did play. Like this is when I did Chained Together with my friend Nomi. I'm the one holding onto the rock while Nomi's falling to her doom, but we are chained together. And I had so much fun creating that that I wanted to do it again. So I made a Sea of Thieves version, and I'll be playing the video again later on to showcase to you guys. If you didn't see it here earlier, I'll show it again in a little bit. But yeah, so there's a whole story behind this. You can see Nomi is floating in the water behind us. Joe is dancing on the deck, and then there's me with my character dressed with her pig. Don't I look menacing with my pig hat? All right, so look at the Inca brush. Let's see what this looks like. I'm going to erase some bits. That looks pretty cool. I'm trying to have to figure out how... I wonder if there's already been something like this. See. Hang on, everything's in the way. Oh no, I spilled my coffee. It's all falling apart. Okay, American flag, Rebel Star Wars. I don't know, we'll just see what happens. Oh, that's a little... not at all what I was looking for. But we'll do what we can. Oh, that's kind of fun. It's kind of fun. All right, just let me put this over here for reference. And there we go. All right, so I think it would be kind of neat if it was going at an angle. We'll give that a try. So basically, this needs to be like... Oh, shoot. Oh no. Well, I guess I just need to do the blue already. Sorry if I'm just kind of talking in circles right now. I'm gonna walk my way through. All right, we're gonna do... Let me see here. We're gonna do... I'm still new to Procreate, so we're learning. Joe Mama dancing around while poor Nomi is drowning. I know. Joe stole the ship from us. It was totally rude. Very unexpected, too. Okay, that looks pretty cool. Then we're gonna get... I don't think I want to do white. Take a drink. Oh, sorry. Was that Joe the Green Geek? Was my sipping too loud? Hello, good morning. Nice to get the week off to a good start. Yes. Yes, it is. Welcome in. All right. Let's see. It's important. It's important, Well, I kind of want this to look a little bit flowy too. I think that would be fun. Like I said, I want this to be kind of worn. I guess I have to decide how big I want the stripes. I need them to be, pretty prominent. You and Nomi got her back by abandoning her to play Fortnite. Exactly, Cara Crystal. She got her comeuppance. Hey, Tommy. Afternoon. Yeah, hope I am well. I'm great, man. I'm great. Today's inauguration day. We're taking America back today. But like I did say earlier, I'm a little bit, I don't know if apprehensive is the right word, but just concerned. Just concerned for certain folks' safety. And of course they are. Who do you think inspired George? Okay. His fellow Americans. Our history. Yeah. And probably tons of other people in history who set themselves free. Welcome in, Megatron. Oh wait, I don't want to be a jerk about our flag. Let's see. I feel like I'm not angling this right. Something that's important, and I know that I'm kind of doing fan art of the flag, but something I like to use as a reference for like my stripes, and I know it doesn't have to be exact because this is just fan art. But our stripes are really important, so I'm trying to remember. So I use as a reference, I use the middle stripe, the one that ends at the blue here. Well, like, what color is that? And it's red, so I need to go up a little bit. Here, let's just do that. I hope you guys are doing it well. I'm probably not going to get all 13 stripes in here, but that's okay. It's the whole... Here we go. Just kind of... And I'm going to see if I can add a little bit of like highlights and shadows and stuff. This is just the base, but 200 executive orders in a day are going to I guess be signed. Isn't that a record? I hope so. Morgan King, good morning. Welcome in. Let me see. Just kind of, I wonder if I do this a little bit off, it will kind of look like it's waving a little bit. In the Netherlands, they have posted a pool with the question, when will the Dutch government fall? Fortunately and unfortunately, it's just the history of the world. It's not any particular country that they don't always last forever. Change happens, and sometimes it's hard, sometimes it's for the better, sometimes it's not. Yeah. It's you never know what can happen in a day, for sure. Okay, so this is kind of cool. It's not finished yet, so don't, it is exciting to see what's going to happen. Like a lot of people, I never thought that I would live to see a time where our American president, America was considering purchasing or whatever, gaining more states or territories. But it's been a while since we've done that, so I'm all for it. We, why not? I'm ready for America to take on more, if we can balance it out. Did you say you would have this design in your shop eventually? I kind of want a sticker of this next to the Chibi Beetlejuice. I can. I will be shifting things over. Eventually, Etsy is going to disappear. Etsy's just not what it used to be, but I will be providing a place to purchase my stuff. I am looking at, I have some stuff now. I have a shop here on YouTube that is connected to Teespring. And so you can check out the stuff that I just started that last night, like just put that stuff up there last night. So right now I have my fan art of Nomi, Joe, and I, and more to come. I probably will just have that in the shop for a limited time. I can't wait to get my stuff. I already ordered it. It's supposed to be here in like a week or half, something like that. I have to check. And but yeah, this is pretty cool. I like to see. I can't wait to see how it kind of turns out. I like this roughness here. If all those people did nothing wrong, why did they need to be part? These are the questions. Great. These are the. Technically, Guam is the 51st state. Puerto Rico is a close second, but they're not states. They're territories. Guam, I don't believe, was ever a state. I think it's also a territory. This government is not so long at Den Haag. Oh, logical. Oh, there's a. Fly. Logical Spark. Hi there. Good morning, everyone. Rest in peace, Etsy, but awesome. Yeah, like I said, there is I'm gonna be moving my chibis and stuff like that over here to YouTube. Well, it's Teespring. Well, it's spring technically. They got rid of the T, which I don't think. Why would you do that? Because if you type in spring, like you it doesn't bring up the spring website immediately. It brings up anything and everything. You should put a tiny ship flying through the blue part of the symbol with the stars. Well, like I said, eventually I kind of want to have I kind of want to have Cara Dune maybe coming out of this. We'll see how this progresses. I don't know if I should even make like the edges of this kind of ragged. Let's have a look. Oops. If I did this, I probably couldn't. It's kind of cool, though. It's kind of cool. Not there. Let's go a little smaller. Oops. Still it's a big brush. I appreciate when they give us the big brushes. It's kind of neat. I'm using Procreate, Morgan King. I'm using Procreate. Wonder if it translates if I do this. It's kind of cool. I think I really like how this looks. I think what I need to do is wait, though. Oh, congratulations. I'm sorry. Like I said, I'm listening to Drunk 3PO's Welcome to the Rebellion podcast at the same time. He just hit a milestone, so that's cool. Because I want to keep up with some of the news with what's happening today. So, all right. So what my original thoughts were, let me do this. Was to it's a little bit too bold. I might do a different color, but the idea was to outline. Oh shoot, my thing shifted. Let's make this a little bit smaller, but was to outline it with some kind of like gold color. But I don't know. I mean, this looks pretty cool too. I'm just doing a rough outline, like kind of neat, but it kind of takes away from the roughness of it, I guess. Logical Spark, I did not watch the ball last night. You're welcome, by the way. Hello, Strix. Good morning or good day, wherever you are. Tommy Doyle over there on Kick. Good morning and hello. So we might forego that and just see. This is why it's always evolving. It's adapting. I kind of wonder. I think I have like a 3D brush. If I knew, let's see, neon thin. What would that look like? No, I don't like that. Let's see. I was pretty sure that there we go. I wonder because of the bevel, how big is that? The beveled edge. This is just, yeah, I kind of thought something like that would be pretty cool, but it kind of, I don't know. We'll have to play around with it. But let's clean this up because I got all this black going on up in here. And I could try. Let's see. That's only affecting some of it. I don't think that's the way to go. So, oh, hang on. Let me zoom in way in here. Get up close with all the pixels. Yeah, that worked out. The latest government information is since November 2023 and didn't have. Oh, okay. Normally we have every 4 year an election. Okay. Sometimes you need a refresher on things, and then especially if it's not within your own country, it's like, oh, okay, maybe didn't know that or knew a little bit about that. Here we go. Okay, so I don't know if I should include the stars. I don't know if I should include the stars. Because I don't know. I think also what I wanted, if I'm gonna do that, I should probably do that on another layer. Oops. I don't know. I don't know because I feel like this will now make it look kind of. Well, I don't know. Maybe it works. Maybe if I'm lying, I'm dying. No. And just kind of give the idea, not necessarily go too strict with it. I'm gonna have to go in and erase things, but that's okay. So then this would go here. So this one's really big, but again, it's supposed to kind of have it's supposed to have somebody covering it. I should do like a colonial Cara Dune if I could swing that. No, I wasn't. Terra Crystal. I wasn't playing. Oh, and I was. Oh. I'm sorry. I was playing Party Animals. I'm sorry. I was like, I didn't play Animal Crossing. I haven't played Animal Crossing in a month. I was playing. You're right. I was playing last night, but I was playing Party Animals. Yeah. No, it's all good. This had me confused. I'm like, Terra Crystal. Why would you tell people? Why would you spread misinformation like that? Like, why? Why would you do that? But no, I understand. Yeah. I kind of like these illusion of, not illusion, but alluding to the stars here. But then I just, you're fine, Terra Crystal. That's what I got confused. I'm like, no, I didn't. Why would you say that? Why would you have the audacity? Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like you're kind of right. I did play with Nomi last night, but it was a different game. You just had me confused. It's like I know it's still morning, and I know a lot of us are still waking up. But I'm pretty sure I didn't do that yesterday. Let's clean these things up. This kind of looks like a Texas rebel symbol, doesn't it? That was weird. I was watching your stream, and in a blink of an eye, YouTube switched over to Jay's stream. Really? Is he stealing my viewers? Has he confiscated the internet? That would be terrible. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Lack of sleep will make us. Will make weirdos of us all. I say weirdos. That's the wrong word. I couldn't think of the right one. You're not being a weirdo, terrorist. I'm just trying to make us not the best version of ourselves. Lack of sleep. Tommy Doyle says, Kick cut off my long message. Just saying that I restarted my YouTube my YouTube and my Discord and got traction after 24 Twitch VODs 3 years later. Good for you. Yeah, you know, you got to put the work in, you got to put the time and the effort. And sometimes you have to reevaluate stuff. I had to do that. And then not like I'm bragging, but like look where I am now. I'm finally monetized. I finally have the memberships and stuff like that. And it was like 3 years and 3 or 4 years in the making of hard work and learning and trying different things and humbling myself too, and just like, okay, I can't. That's the hard thing as artists, is that we are rebellious by nature, where it's like we want to do things our way, the way that we think and envision stuff. But there is something to be said about how to do stuff your way for other people. It's how it goes. It's, you know, you can create whatever you want to, and you're free to do that. But if you want an audience, you kind of have to figure out how to merge both of them. And I hope you have done that, Tommy Doyle. I hope you've cracked the code. You were streaming last night, where I saw Nomi. Yeah, no, I wasn't streaming last night. I didn't. I just wanted to have some fun with Alf and the gals over on his channel, so I decided not to stream. Hopefully, I'll work out with the fam. It depends on my work schedule. There you go. Good morning, JM, the elite fan. He's the elite fan. Yeah, maybe. You know, he's a trickster. That one. Sneaky. Okay. I like how this looks. I do like the simplicity of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to group this. And then I wonder, yeah, I can duplicate the group, which is nice. And so that way, if I don't like what I'm about to do, I can just delete it. Yeah, that would be an interesting crossover to be sure. For sure. Oh my god. Here we go. Sorry, again, listening to him. Okay, so I've got this color, and then I do think I want a little bit of a blend. Maybe a water bleed, maybe that's the right thing that I want. So I've got this, and then I'm going to, wait, let's just double check. Okay, so we're gonna go a little bit. Oh, no, that's not what I thought it would do at all. This will be hard to do because I didn't do the stripes on different layers. I look like a blank on camera, so the cam will be off. Well, you just have to learn the thing with cameras, Tommy Doyle, is that a lot of times it has to do with the angles, the lens, and the lighting. So it is kind of a science to figure it out. Now, I'm not always thrilled with how mine looks this morning. I have it really dim. I'm just chilling in the office this morning. As you can see, like, let's just be real for a second. As you can see, I have these things right here, these shadows. These, like, if you see me in person, these aren't as deep as what they look like right now, because I only have a light off to the side, so it's casting a shadow. It's not really bleaching on my face. If I was more concerned with my vanity this morning, I would shine a light and upgrade, like up the lighting in my room. I would turn on my other light that I have over here, so I have two lights coming this way that would bleach out my shadows, therefore making it look like I have none of this, right? These are all things to consider. It's not you. It's how you are lighting yourself. It's if that's what you're talking about. If you're talking about appearances, colors make a huge difference. What you choose to have in your background, what colors you choose to wear. This all makes a difference in how you appear on camera. A lot of people wear black because it goes with everything and it keeps the attention to the face. So that's something that you can consider. But there are times where just black, you know, for women at least, it's kind of boring. So we'll wear certain colors. But if you're wearing a certain color, it can really amplify your appearance as well. You can look more energetic. You could look more aggressive. You can look more happy. You can look more sad. Don't try not to wear drab colors. Not saying you have to wear neon or fluorescent. That gets into the trickier stuff, so I'm not gonna go down there because it gets people confused and discouraged. But just some things to consider. Just some things to consider. I mean, unless you just want to be a faceless YouTuber, but if you want to, have your face on YouTube and you're like, I just don't look good on camera. It's not that you don't look good on camera. It's that you don't know how to light yourself. You don't know how to maybe dress. And I'm not saying you're dressing like a slob, although that doesn't help, but definitely take into consideration how you're lighting your background, how you're lighting yourself, and what colors are involved. And at the end of the day, if you're producing quality stuff, because I'm sure we know a lot of YouTubers where their background looks like junk, but it's the quality of the content. So it's what you have to say. So just consider that when you're filming, if you ever think about, the other thing is too, I know everybody says they're not good for pictures. I say the same thing. I'm better at taking pictures. I was a photographer and had my own little business for a while. I know how to take pictures of people, and I'm pretty good at posing them and making people feel comfortable for photos. I am not good. I don't take pictures. I didn't grow up with the whole taking selfies kind of thing. So I'm not very aware of what is my best angle, but it is proven that everybody has a photogenic side. When we say a photogenic side, it just means the side that you automatically turn to when someone says, let me take a picture of you. Most people, it's the same thing. Like for me, like when someone's going to take a picture of me, I typically will stand on the right side and I will turn this way. This is, I guess, what I feel is my photo. You do it subconsciously. It's just that this is my photogenic side. Like this is the side that I always stand to and I turn, kind of thing. So you'll do it subconsciously. So that's something to be aware of when you're filming. You might kind of notice that that's why I am like this. It enhances this side a little bit more because Elsa Barrett has gifted 5 Dreaming Tabitha memberships. Thank you. I believe there are new emojis in the house that now Elsa Barrett is in the top 5. I decided to do that. I thought that would be super fun. You, sir, are now in the top 5. Welcome to the top 5. We've got the top 5 and we've got the top 10 people in our audience. So now there you go. Everybody's throwing in the top 5s. Absolutely. So Elsa Barrett, give it up for Elsa Barrett being among the top 5 people in in the chat. Thank you so much. Happy Inauguration Day. I don't know if are you American, Elsa? It doesn't matter. He's going to heal. The guy's going to heal the world with Jesus' help, of course. No, I just don't look good on camera. You just got to, everybody. So the other thing is too, is like, if you look at celebrities, if anybody's ever seen these memes, it's not that you're ugly, it's that you're poor. Just because if you look at a lot of the celebrities before they had makeup, before they had managers, they like Cristiano Ronaldo, very attractive man, but a couple years ago, like not so much. A lot of the Celine Dion, okay, she had the jankiest of teeth and all this kind of stuff, and you read about how much hate she got and criticism for her appearance, even though she had this tremendous voice. And then they started slowly fixing her up so that she'd be more appealing. And therefore more interesting for people and more attractive to people. And so you look horrible off camera too. I could believe it. You're honored. No, I am honored. You're Canadian. That's okay. That's okay. You hang out with Americans long enough and then they'll just make you an honorary American. Who knows? Maybe Canada will become a, I know we joke about that. That is your country, at the same time, I'd like to, just out of curiosity, how, as a Canadian, how does that make you feel, honestly? What are your thoughts towards these talks of Canada Potentially. I mean, I think it's a really wild idea. I don't know if it'll ever come to pass. Trump, I think he likes to throw out these ideas so that, it gets people talking or whatever. But as a Canadian, what is the mindset of you guys, or at least some of you, or just yourself in general? The idea of becoming an American Providence. Like, is that scary? I mean, I don't do well with change myself, so I'm just curious, for my my Canadian friends out there. It's like, what does that do? Are you okay with that? Like, do you think it would be a good thing for your economy? Just curious. Strix, who's going to heal the world? We're just being uber American over here and saying that Trump's going to heal the world. The world, without Trump even being president, let's just back up a couple of months. The world has already been starting to heal. Like, that man has encouraged American ideologies. He himself has not healed the world, and he will not heal the world. He will push forward ideas, but it's we, the people, that decide whether or not we want to change. Trump does not do that. I would like to put that out there first and foremost. Trump is not going to heal the world. He is going to enforce American ideologies, and we will then accept or reject them. So we, the people, it is us that's going to heal the world. Okay. And I say heal the world as if America's going to heal the world. No. In general, people make the decisions for, against, whatever it is that they feel is going to better themselves and other people. So Trump is not healing the world. We just generalize that because he is the enforcement of our ideologies. He's the forerunner. He's the face of it. But it's not, without the American people, there is no Trump. Okay, we just put that out there. Without Jesus, honestly, without a lot of prayer and passion, there was never going to be a Trump. I believe that 100%. And as great of a stance as he takes, he is nothing without us. Okay. Of course, he was a billionaire before us, but as far as being president, you guys always remember that Trump is nothing without the American people. He would not be where he is today without us. That's the thing we have to always remember about the government. The government is by the people, for the people. Without us, that stuff does not get done. And it's about time that we remembered that, which I think we have. We're starting to wake up back to the old-fashioned American values and understanding of the judicial system and the executive and all this kind of stuff. It's like, without us, the government is nothing, and it should never be anything without the people. We are the people. We are the ones in charge. We are supposed to be the ones in charge. And so we do our best to elect people, or we should be doing our best to elect people who have our best interests in mind, because we're the people that put them in office. And that's why we have to be involved in politics. Okay. I know it's tedious and it's tiresome and everything, but when you fail to get involved, and myself included, when you choose to be ignorant, don't be surprised when your country goes to crap. That's what happened to America for the last 30 years. Okay. We fell asleep and we relied on the politicians to take care of business. And that was our fault. It was nobody else's fault, but we the people. Anyway, that's just, this is how it is, Yeah. Hey, Guru Gamer, my goodness, some actors without makeup are scary. It is, but but it's sad. It's sad that we feel that we need to have perfect people in order to appreciate talent. You know what I mean? Wendy says, I prefer to standing behind the camera than in front. I'm a little bit on the fence. About it. It depends on my day. Elsa Barrett says, I feel as though too many people have died so that Canada could be a sovereign nation. It's heavy. It's definitely something to think about. Stunning and Brave Megatron, also our Canadian friend. I'll put it this way. If we ever get another Trudeau in office, then I'm on board with Trump buying us. But if, see if I'm pronouncing this correctly, Polvier wins, stay independent. Exactly. It depends on who's in charge. And I hope that the Canadians will understand that you guys have more power than you think. And just unfortunately, when you let the government's reach go too far, which we've learned that was our history. American history is like, when you let stuff go too far, then unfortunately it is going to be a fight to get it back. And you have to determine are you going to fight and be willing to risk it all for the greater good? And unfortunately, a lot of Americans, we've lost that sense of the value of freedom, and we're more selfish. We don't want to get out of our comfort zones to fight for what is better for us. And because sometimes what's best and better for us is uncomfortable. And Americans, we are in the land of lavish luxury, and it has hurt us significantly. I know X-Ray Girl wants to move to the U.S. or have Canada convert. Oh, I'm sure it's a mixed bag. I'm sure it's a mixed bag. Well, here's to hoping the world gets better. Exactly. And you know what? We gotta stop relying on the politicians to make the world better. No. It's everyday people like us. You go outside. I know somebody who's a little girl. She's, I think, 8 years old. She just apparently developed a passion for cleaning up the trash on the sidewalks. As far as I know, her parents aren't like Greenpeace people. I mean, we believe in like protecting the earth as far as don't litter and everything like that. Don't be a jerk, throw your trash away. But like this little girl, 8 years old, actually wakes her parents up and says, hey, can we go outside and go downtown? Even though her parents don't want to, but they will take her downtown and they will take trash bags and clean up the streets. That needs to be celebrated. Yeah, we need to take care of our country. We need to take care of our planet. Stop relying on other people to do all the work. And the U.S. and its people has a lot of capacity. We do. We are such a blessed nation. We could do a lot to help ourselves and others, because we needed to fix ourselves first before we try to fix the world. That's just the thing. I come from immigrant parents and family and stuff like that, and they all say the same thing. Why does America take care of everybody else's business except for their own? It's true. It is a almost universal conclusion that America sticks their nose into everybody else's business. And we do. We just have we're nosy, but we're also very hospitable. And so we like to help other people. It's kind of like when those terrible tsunamis hit like Indonesia back when Bush was in office. I appreciate that President Bush wanted to help people out with the tetanus shots or whatever it was like that. But by the time all was said and done, he'd given away all of our resources so that when we had our own crisis, our own current crisis, we didn't have the supplies. You can't do that. You can't do that. That is mismanagement. Morgan King says, well, we got a lot of Canadians today. Canadian here. I am mixed on what that I want to be Canadian, but no conversation. But excuse me. Hey, Psychotic Mongoose. Canadian here. I am mixed on that I want to be Canadian, but no conversion rates on money, and the 2A would be nice. Right? Yeah, and that's, got to figure out what works best. Wendy says, don't forget, we the people pay the government due to the taxes. That's right. They're our money to fix roads and crap like that. So we should be able to dictate. I say dictate. We should be able to be a big part of understanding how to help our country and what would be best. And sometimes we make mistakes. Sometimes we push laws or whatever like that. That's why you have to pick your representative. That's why they're called your representatives. They're supposed to represent you. So you have to be careful who you get into office. I live in California. Don't get me started on how people are sleeping and not paying attention when it comes to politics. And hey, creative blue collar guy, I feel for you. You know what? I know a lot of people have aught against Canada. California. At the end of the day, they're Americans too. They are my countrymen. Okay, they're part of like the song says, brotherhood. Like we are brothers, countrymen, family. Disagree with a lot of the thoughts that are over there, but at the end of the day, they're Americans just as much as I am, and I want what's best for them as well. The government should always fear the wrath of its people, not the other. Yeah, exactly, Strix. I believe, wasn't it Thomas Jefferson said something like that? Government should fear its people more than the people fear its government. Because Polivir wants the same things for Canada that Trump wants for America, and right now he's most likely gonna. Wonderful, as long as it lines up with what is best for the country, then yes. The UK is kind of the same. UK is in a mess, man. Europe is a mess, but people are waking up. And the unfortunate thing is that, guys, it's just the reality of life. You let all this crap in, ourselves included, You let all this crap in, you have all these open ideas about, oh, everybody's wonderful, everybody's welcome, legally. Okay? And even if you come legally, you have to abide by the laws. You can't just do whatever you want. There will be serious repercussions for you. Otherwise, you will lose your country. Friendliness gets you nowhere in the law. It does not belong in the law. Friendliness does not belong in the law. I'm sorry, it's just how it is. You have to learn how to manage the law outside of your emotions. That's the whole point of the law. You can have mercy and grace and all this kind of stuff. It's what makes us human and makes it all this stuff. But the law has no room for friendliness. This is like the whole thing with like Jesus on dying. Why it's so great that Jesus died on the cross, because forgiveness for sins demanded a sacrifice at a price that none of us could pay, so that Jesus did it for us. So that was mercy and grace coming together and meeting the law, right? So Jesus graciously takes our place, still does not negate the law. Law gets met, all this kind of stuff. There's no room for friendliness in the law. That's just how it is. It's been really disappointing to see what the people are allowing to happen in my beautiful home state by voting it. Yeah. And I don't understand that. There is some kind of thing going on in the influence of people. It doesn't help that, California is surrounded by a lot of like the Hollywood mindset, and it influences people. This is why I am so grateful. I didn't used to be. I used to really hate the fact that my parents were so harsh, so strong on what we could and could not watch as children. Now I get it. There's a song that says, oh, be careful. We learned it in Sunday school. Oh, be careful, little eyes, what you see. Oh, be careful, little ears, what you hear. Goes through all your senses and stuff like that. And, hands, where you go, touch. And for the Father up above is looking down in love. So be careful, little eyes, what you see. And it's just a song about influence. Be careful what you are doing. Be careful what you're allowing into your life, because it will influence you. And so I'm really appreciative that my parents were heavily involved in what my brother and I would read, watch, and listen to. Then as we get to be adults, we get to decide what we want to listen to and everything. But I'm glad that my parents instilled in us this idea of not everything is good for you. Not everything that is fun is good for you. That was what they tried to teach us, and they were successful, and I appreciate that. Shout out Mom and Dad. If there's an international crisis the U.S. can donate a little, but the UN is supposed to take care of that. And the UN, I don't know if that should even exist. Like, there's been some controversy about that too. It's like, take care of your own countries. You can be friendly and stuff like that, but take care of your countries. When the people fear the government, you have a tyranny. When the government fears the people, you have liberty. Something like that. Yeah. I'm Brazilian. Well, that's awesome. I'm Brazilian, planning to move to the U.S. in the next years of my life. Kind of scared of America hardening their rules on legal immigration. That's the thing, Strix. Okay, like pro legal immigration, pro immigration. Okay, like I said, daughter of immigrant. I will tell you that it is they're trying to reform our immigration policy, because it sucks. Like, it is hard to they just put you on hold. Like, they don't even care, because that's how messed up our system is right now, currently. That people who want to do things the right way get put on hold. They get put on the back burner of everything, and mounds of paperwork and all this crap that's required. It's wrong. It's so wrong. My mom had the hardest time becoming an American citizen. She didn't have to, but and she's been an American citizen for almost 20 years now. Okay. And so it's been pretty bad, but don't give up. It's worth it, in my opinion, because obviously as an American, but also I've been to other parts of the world. I've been to other countries, and I can say America is a wonderful place to be. Don't let the media lie to you. Don't believe all the crap and the nonsense. They only ever post the negative parts of America, hardly ever post the wonderful things about America. Wonderful. I mean, where was I the other day? And I just saw people helping other people, and it was just beautiful. And that's every day. That happens all the time. All the time. All the time here. People love to help people out here. Okay? They do. It's okay. But yeah, it has to be legal, and they will. It's not really that they're hardening the rules on legal immigration. It's more of that the process is kind of broken, so they have to fix it and maybe modify it a little bit so that it's better. Because the whole thing is to bring people in legally. Of course, we love people coming to this country, but it's like, the benefits of having people come in. What does that look like and everything like that. But we have no problem letting people come to this country. We do. You ask any American. You want to come here and you want to work and make a life for yourself. You want to pursue the American dream and make your dreams come true. We love you. Come here. We will help you. The government won't. But you will find people that will believe strongly in what you're doing, and they will help you. Man, we're getting art, politics, and Bible study. I know. I haven't done anything. I'm reading. There's so much to read. Yes. That happens in the Netherlands. They say to the people who left their homeland, come to us and we give you a house with furniture, but the people have behaved badly. And yes, they do. Yes, they do. And they're all jerks for doing that. But it's the government's fault. It's the people's fault for the government being the way that it is. Now, I don't know how it necessarily that works, because I know that a lot of countries have modeled themselves after American politics, but there are a lot of differences and limitations. So I don't know how much freedom a lot of other countries have where the people's involvement in politics and the government, how it runs, works. But there's always room for improvement. Totally not Dumbledore. Thanks for the follow. I hope you are a real one. I hope you are an awesome person, because I would love for Totally Not Dumbledore to follow me, because that's such a cool name. Good morning, Retro Collective. Retro Collective, I need to message you, sir, because I saw last night someone sent me an art commission request, and I saw a certain note underneath of that I had no idea was there, and apparently has been there since last year. My apologies. I'll be reaching out to you if you're still interested. I had no idea that was there. I do not ever remember getting a notification that was put in, so I apologize. So sorry. I'm not aware of her status for everything. As far as I know, she's still Canadian, but I think she wants to become American, and why not? We have Disneyland and World. That's why I love that Nina Infinity has good news streams, so you can see some story. Absolutely. You need to go outside and talk to people. They're nice. Okay? They're nice people. Moss, welcome in. Howdy to you. Oh, I walked in on anti-government talk. It's not really anti-government. I don't have a problem with government. I have a problem with abuse of the government. There are good things about having the government. Okay, it's supposed to be a way to, I say control loosely, not control the people, but control the effects of humans. Let me put it this way. It's to affect the government helps guide, I'll just say it, and control the effects of people being people. They help with the laws to help protect people, to provide a sense of order in the country, to benefit the people with relationships with other countries. But they are never meant to be a monarchy or whatever. I have an HP monitor and sunlight, terrible lighting, and I don't have a gaming PC. Okay. Well, Tommy Doyle, Amazon, you can get some cheap lights. I literally have like this clip-on circle ring light. It don't take much, man. It doesn't take much. I have this light over here for ambient lighting. I don't know if you can see this. It's like right here, this little thing here. Oh, blinded. I got it on Amazon, super cheap. You could wrap it around things so you can put it wherever you want to. Comes with this little controller for all these different colors. And like, if you guys see my night streams or like my gaming streams, it makes a difference. It just makes it fun, right? And then, I don't know, it was like $18 on Amazon or something like that. It doesn't take much. Doesn't take much. Yeah, appointed by the people to manage said country, not run it. Yeah. Right. Exactly. While I do hate the concept of a large-scale government, I do not think we will be going away from it soon. Well, when you have a big country and you're set up like America, the way that we are, we have so many states to run and everything like that. Yeah, you kind of need some folks to help. I don't know if I like it. This is looking a little too rough and tumble. This is definitely not the route that I went. You know, I'm going to try to stick with a little bit of the cartoon vibe that I was going for. Let's have a look. Yeah, I think we're going to stick with that. This is the style that I've been running with for a while with a lot of my art projects. So I'm just going to stick with it and see what happens. Absolutely. I like the government overwatching restaurants to make sure I'm eating well. But somebody should not be paid 6 figures for a worthless desk job. Well, the fact that they don't show up half the time is what really pisses me off. Okay? You have a job to do. You represent us. You're making decisions on our behalf. You better be in that room. You know. Okay, Grape, for some reason the AI modifier has I don't know how to undelete this situation. AI mod has, I'm going to say it out loud. The AI mod over on Kick has scratched out your stuff for hate speech. I unsubbed from several channels last night. They were commenting on how Jesus was gay because he hung out with 12 dudes and washed their feet. These people are idiots and are just looking to say things out loud that not true. And that is not hate on homosexual people. It's just misconstruing a situation. There is absolutely nothing wrong with guys hanging out with guys and with somebody humbling themselves to teach people a lesson about helping other people by, you know, because somebody who claims to be the Son of God and kneels down to wash your feet is very humble. Like, it's very humbling on both accounts. And it takes quite the backbone to not care what other people think in order to, because Jesus knew all this crap was going to come and he still did it anyway. He already knew that people were going to spread rumors about this stuff. But you think about the time, like how nasty and disease-ridden things were back in the Roman, Empire and all this kind of stuff, the Bible times, and that the Son of God, somebody who claims to be the Son of God, is like, hey, I'm going to wash your feet. That was for like servants, man. That was for like low people. And that's why it says he humbled himself and became obedient unto death, even the death of the cross. That's what Jesus did for you and me. So that's not hate speech. Great. I didn't block you out. People are just computer going computer, but we're going to say, I want names. You guys take care of that yourself. You should flip the image. Those colors don't run. Well, how do you know that we're not going this way? How do you know we're not running this way? Fantastic. How do you know? Besides, I mean, this is kind of how our flag is designed anyway. But I do understand, like, there are times people get upset, but there were a lot of people 4 years ago that turned their flags like on their upside down, and people are like, oh, you're dishonoring and disrespecting the flag. No, if you read about the rules of the flag when the country is in dire straits, it's kind of the thing you do. Yeah, I don't know, Terry Crystal. I'll have to look into the whole AI. I guess the AI mod thing is maybe, I don't know if it's the platform. I'll have to look into it. I don't know if it's the platform's way of, because I mean, there are words that I have banned from my chat. I will not tolerate or accept over on Kick. I don't believe any of them were used in Grape's, because Grape always says nice things. So I don't see any kind of foul language in there. So apparently this is the problem with AI too. Hey, it's Untamed Mando. Hi, lurking at work. Hello. I've got to catch up on all these things. Oh my god. They must not have control people like China does. Yeah, but they slowly go that way. If we fall asleep, we become like that. Jesus never even showed sexual or romantic belief, interest in people, no matter their yeah. It's taking. I understand you want to nitpick and like you want to study and do all this kind of stuff, but just because that's like me saying that all NFL players are homosexual because they there's a bunch of dudes. They're together all the time. They're sweating together all the time. They're touching each other all the time. They smack each other's butts all the time. What's the, like you could just put that out there. What's the difference between Jesus and an NFL player if that's going to be their argument? People who make comments like that are the same people who think we all are what? People who make comments like that are the same people who think all we are is the summation of our basic desires. Yes, exactly. Exactly. I mean, a lot of sports teams do that. I played softball in high school. Yeah, it's, you know. Hey, Tabs, I don't know if you guys care, but I could pull a shameless plug on Twitter if that's fine. Well, I mean, if you can post whatever on Twitter. I don't understand. I mean, if you're promoting yourself on Twitter, do that. I'm not sure I understand. No, I'm not laughing at you. I'm more like nervous laughter. Like, what do you mean? All right. All right. So I don't know. We're playing along with this. I wondering if maybe I could add some like ambient light, like directional lighting to this and see what happens. Here we go. Oh, D-Day Cobra went live. I bet he's gonna have some amazing things to say. All right. Oh, I like this look. Men need more men's spaces. Our mental health is much better. You guys, yeah, absolutely. This is the nonsense that all right. I gotta be careful here, but this is the nonsense that I'm seeing all over Twitter and other places. Is a bunch of men and a bunch of women, adults. Let me put that out there. Middle-aged people and younger, but a lot of middle-aged people yelling at each other back and forth on Twitter about how one group is significantly worse than the other, especially when it comes to relationships. Oh, women are this. Oh, men just don't understand. Okay, there's an element of truth in a lot of all of that. Yeah, there's a lot of things that men just don't understand about women, and they never will. There are a lot of things that men do that really tick women off, and they always will, because we're different, and the whole point is to learn how to get along. If a person chooses not to be mature and humble themselves into learning how to be better with their relationship, that does not mean that everybody from that gender is then best represented by this fool, by this selfish individual. Okay? Like, not all women are overly emotional. Okay? Men are equally emotional as women. They just represent different emotions, okay? And I have been in circles long enough to see men are just as emotional as women. It's just that they express different emotions. That's really the only difference. That's really the only difference. And I do like to say that men and women, when it comes to emotions, men are like geysers. Women are, and this is a general statement because we all know there are exceptions to the rules. When it comes to emotions, men are like geysers, women are like waterfalls. It's because women are more attuned with their emotions, and mature women learn how to manage their emotions. Now, sometimes it is difficult for us to manage our emotions because our actual biology, not our brains, okay? Like not our thoughts, but our biology, our physiology, whatever, changes so frequently when it comes to hormones that sometimes we are not even aware. Now, that is not an excuse, but it's just this is one of those things where it's just a fact. So a woman appreciates a man who is patient. Now, if a woman abuses a man's patience, that is wrong. That is wrong. And a man might not always know that they need to be patient. And that's, again, where you learn. Like we learn how to communicate with one another. It does not mean that all women are radical and stupid and ignorant and blah, blah, blah. We're not. It does not mean that all men are stupid and angry and whatever. For the example, there's a book even out there called that. Like, it's called something like Men Are Waffles, Women Are Spaghetti, something like that. And it talks about the actual scientific difference between a man's brain and a woman's brain. A woman will never be able to comprehend how a man can think about nothing. Impossible, okay? So you're going to butt heads because until you accept the hard truth that men can think about nothing, you're always going to be like, I don't understand. Why are you staring off into different? Why aren't you listening to me? And this is where women can become nags. And I understand it. It's because we don't understand how men can be like this. So we have to learn how to get along. Arguing like high school children on the internet about how crappy men are or how stupid women are solves nothing, makes you look like a douchebag, and makes you very ignorant and selfish, in my opinion. Men and women have bad eggs in both sexes. I don't know if I spelled that right. Yeah, exactly. It's like saying all Americans are evil and vile and stupid. We're not. You got your group of Americans that are. Not all of them are. It's like saying the world is a horrible place. There are horrible places in the world. The world is not a horrible place. It's just how it is. Humans doing human things, and we have to learn to humble ourselves to get along. And sometimes it takes patience. That's the whole thing with relationships. It doesn't even have to be romantic. It can be platonic. I've had to have conversations with friends, female friends, where it's like, hey, we are not like, if we want this relationship to progress, we need to have an understanding, because we're not, I don't understand your thought process. Sometimes it's cultural. So when you have cultural and gender differences, whew, that's rough. But if you care about somebody, and that's the thing, it has to come from both. That's why I say it's two to tango and all this kind of stuff. But it's like, stop blaming women for being overly emotional and stop telling men that they're stupid. Okay? None of that is true. There are stupid men. There are overly emotional women. These are not mature and selfless individuals. Okay? I'm just so tired of seeing this on Twitter. Men Are Waffles and Women Are Spaghetti is a great book. I've never read it. I just heard about it. The fact that men have a nothing box. Yeah, and I wish I had a nothing box in my brain, especially as a creative. But as a female, I wish I had a nothing box. You guys are so lucky. It is proven. It's proven that men, their brains, 90% of their brain, was it 90? 80% of their brains shut off while they sleep. I say shut off, but like that's the word they use. Shut off while they sleep. 90 to 80% of a woman's brain is still active. So she only gets 20% of her brain shut off, while a man gets 80% of his brain shut off. That's why women tend to have a harder time falling asleep, because our brains are always going, because God has designed men and women differently for a purpose. So, men need, it's typically, the men are the gatherers, as you say. So men need sleep because they work hard. Women work hard too, but they have a different way of doing it. Women have a strong ability to progress and do the things with a little to no sleep. I don't know. We could go down the whole rabbit hole. Simple to think of. See, retro, I don't understand that, and I don't like you anymore, but that's because I'm jealous. You can think about nothing. How? I remember my mom always saying that to my dad, because he would just stare, as we say, burn holes in the wall. And she's like, what are you thinking about? And he's like, nothing. Like, you can't be thinking about nothing. We cannot comprehend that, but we have to accept that. That is it. We have to humbly accept the fact we will never understand what it's like to be a man. And men need to learn to understand that women will never understand what it's like to be a man. Women are very instinctual creatures. That's why they call it women intuition. We have what we might call a sixth sense. Women have a way of planning for the future by taking care of certain things now. That's why you'll hear it a lot where it's like women are always worrying about things. It's a defense mechanism. It's a defense mechanism to prepare for the future, so there will hopefully be fewer battles in the future. So women worry about things now. Again, balance and maturity. You have to learn how to hone that in. Jesus talks about stress and stuff like that in the Bible, where it's like we have to be careful what our thoughts are. Women can take the gift that God has. It's like anything. Women can take the gift that God has given them about how to prepare for the future. But Satan and sin can corrupt it to where it becomes stressful. And that's not how it's supposed to be. And men, they'd say that men stay more grounded. I don't think these words are accurate, but I understand what they're talking about, because men plan for the future, but they plan differently for the future. But they say that for the most part, men live in the here and now, which again, they do. They plan for the future, finances and stuff like that. But for the most part, they live in the here and the now because they have the ability to just turn their brains off. So that's why it's like they are good for helping a woman not worry about the future. They give consolation. And they'll listen to what they have to say. Like if you're willing to humble yourself, if you're willing to work on your relationship, whether it's a friendship or a romantic relationship, it's like, okay, hey, it does a lot for a woman when you just put your hand on her shoulder or something like that and be like, it's going to be okay. And a lot of women will be like, that's all I needed to hear. Some women need more than that because depending on our stress levels, but I recommend the book for you to read. Okay, I will look for that, Amanda. I've been looking for books to read this year. People on the internet are more concerned with pointing out why one is better. Exactly. There's so much pride on the internet. I'm so it's sickening. It's like, you guys are both wrong. You guys are both wrong, both right in that you're both wrong. Men and women have both problems. It is an imbalance for both. Okay. If a man doesn't do certain thing right in the relationship, that's wrong. If a woman responds to said action in a certain relationship in a certain way, that is also wrong. Okay. You're supposed to work together. It is not one versus the other. It is not one is better. The whole internet has turned into the He-Man woman hating show or the I know. When you tune into Tablet, it's like a box of chocolates you never I'm sorry. We have a book that's titled Men Come From Mars, Women Come From... Yeah, exactly. And there's nothing wrong with that. But learning to accept it is hard because we just want it easy. We don't want to have to teach men how to listen to us. Men don't want to have to teach women that they can think about nothing. A lot of times we're just oblivious to our differences. For years, my mom had no idea that men had the capacity to think about nothing until one day I did some research. I was reading something, whatever. I study and read a lot of different things. And I told my mom, I said, well, apparently science tells us that men have the capacity to turn their brains off. She's like, I had no idea. That makes so much sense why your father can just stare holes in the wall. If I had a nickel for every fight I've been in that started with a girl asking, what are you thinking about? I reply, nothing. And that's the thing. It's like, we don't understand. And you can't expect women to understand. So it would be helpful. See, this is the thing about the whole communication thing. Women rely on communication and intuition. I don't know what men rely on. They seem to have their own language because they're easygoing for the most part. That it would be helpful if men would explain that to women. Like when women are asking, well, what are you thinking about? Why are you thinking? And just tell them, it's like, look, women do much better if you give them information. Like, they are very logical. Mature women are actually pretty logical. If you can explain to us why something is the way that it is, we will have a likelier chance of accepting something, even if we don't like it. if that makes sense. I would say, ladies, is that true? It is for me. If I, like, again, like the thing with the whole men thinking that, you know, they can turn their brains off. If you explain to me that it's like, this is how men are wired, this is how it works, blah, blah, blah. While I can't accept it because I don't want to, you know, it's like I have to accept it because otherwise I'll drive myself crazy and I'll just be mad at people. I'm starting to like this tab. What are you thinking about? Yeah. Hello, experiment 626. Active brains at nighttime, probably a function of motor. Yes, exactly. It's supposed to be a maternal thing too, where women are more sensitive. Most women are more sensitive to sounds because it's a maternal instinct. Even if you don't have children, it's like dogs and, you know, cats. It's an instinct, a nurturing instinct to be alert, to be aware of what's happening. It's a good thing. There she is. She's over here too. Nonsense. With the gravity on Venus, or your world would literally crush under your own weight. Stop bringing facts, Elle said Barrett. Stop. Take your science nonsense that I just talked about to prove everything out the door. And then we get accused of mansplaining. Yes. Now I'm going to tell you that women are complicated because our brains are doing a lot. Like when they tell you that women can think of 6 things at one time, that isn't true. Like, you know, it is impossible to think about 2 things at the same time. But what happens, it's like, you ever see those, you remember back in the 90s or the 80s, they had those big things that you put the little disc card things with the pictures in and you just press this and it rotates them. That's pretty much how a woman's mind works, especially when she's busy. Is like this. Okay, I got to take care of groceries. Okay, I got to make sure I do the laundry. Okay, make sure that you take so-and-so's clothing out of the laundry because, oh my goodness, did I forget to do this with that? Oh, and I got to make sure that I got to call Jenny because she forgot this, that, and the third. And this, the women have to learn. That's why you hear a lot about women's retreats and journaling and self-care, because women have a lot going on upstairs. Does that sound confusing? Does that sound chaotic? Yes. Not necessarily to a woman, because that's a lot of what happens most of the time. But that's why women would love for men to talk to them or just be a listening ear. It's therapeutic. It's not so much that we want to just nag about you about our day and everything like that. It's a way to release. It is a stress release. It's like helping us talk through the process. This is one reason, too, why women get accused of gossiping and talking all the time, is because that is their form, most of the time, of stress relief. So because men don't typically care about all these different things, not that they don't care about the woman, but everything that a woman thinks about, it's a harsh fact, men don't care about. They don't understand that when you come home at the end of the day and you're like ready to talk their ear off, it's like, it's stress relief. It's not necessarily that they just want to bombard you information. It's just stress relief. So that's also why they'll just be on the phone with their gals for hours, because we understand. Mature women understand we're not saying all this to gossip. We're saying this because it's a stress relief. Immature women will take that stress and turn it into gossip. Therein is the difference. Amanda says, if you explain something to me, it helps me process the information better. Exactly. My brain feels like it has over 100 tabs open and I don't know where the music is coming from. Exactly. You know, that's just how it is. I think you have to reach out to X-Wing as a guest at Bro Science to explain to the gentleman how I'd be happy to do that. You guys tell them that I'd be happy to try to explain that to them. I would be happy to do that. The Viewmaster. I would say Tabitha is more like Barry bought every flavor bean, except for the booger ones. True fact, women have a cord connecting their right and left side of the brain that men don't. It allows them to multitask where men find... Exactly. I tried to explain this to my brother. Let's see if I can do this real quick while I talk. I tried to explain this to my brother one time, where his wife was doing a lot of things, as most housewives and mothers do. And he was like, I was just trying to explain to her that if she would just focus on the one thing, I don't know. I don't want my brother is a wonderful, wonderful husband, wonderful father. So I might not put the right words out here. I don't remember exactly what he said, but in essence, he was saying that she could do better. It would be better for her if she would just focus on one thing at a time than trying to do all these things at once. And this is where man's ignorance, and I don't say that in a mean way. This is just a fact. The ignorance of a man. I tried to explain to him. I said, Joshua, well, you guys know he's on my art parties. I told him, I was like, the thing is, I said, that is absolutely true. I told him that is 100% true. That if she could just focus on one thing, I said, but how are you supposed to, as a mom, focus on one thing when the dog's out barking and terrorizing the neighbors? When you've got food cooking on the stove, when your child is pulling at her apron strings, if you will, and just needs a hug and she's crying or you don't know why, or she just hit her head or something like that. And then all of a sudden there's a spill on the floor. What do you take care of first? I said, so that's why you'll see those pictures of women with babies on their hips, talking on the phone and stirring the pot, with what's going on. I was like, women are not, and this is just general talk. It's just fact. It's not a bad thing. Women are not really afforded the opportunity, especially as moms, to not multitask. And that's what's so amazing. And that's why a lot of men think that women, especially moms, are so amazing because they can do so many things at one time. And he was like, oh, I was like, yeah, I understand where you're coming from. I'm like, you are 100% right. That if she could just focus on one thing, it would help. But she's not allowed to. Life does not allow her to focus on one thing. And so that was, this is me sharing from a good place, some understanding. And he was like, oh, that makes total sense. We just talk, we just explain. I think, oh, here it comes, Megatron. What are you going to say? I think women need to learn when to ask men these big questions, because if you're with an average, hardworking guy, he's already living, and I hear this a lot, living a stressful life, got to learn when to ask him without sounding naggy. The thing is, I've heard from a lot of married women, is that this is the fact of life too. It's a harsh fact of life, is that there is no good time. I will agree that there are bad times. Like, yeah, if your man just came home after, I don't know, roofing in a house, for all day, when he first comes home, it's not the time. Now, the thing is, women mean well when your man comes home or your friend comes, whatever the case is, your dad comes home, to be like, hey, honey, how was your day? Because this is the difference, guys. In our minds, we think you need to talk about your day so that you can relieve the stress of the day. It's also a way for us to show concern of how you're doing. Now, again, there are times where people, even mature people, can be selfish, where it's like, I've had a hard day too, and let me just get this off of my chest, and let me just bombard you with my thoughts, and then I'll leave you alone. That's not good either. And that's, again, where a healthy relationship, you try to meet in the middle, or one gives, one takes, on a certain day. But yeah, for the most part, if your man comes home and he's tired, try to respect his tiredness. Maybe tell him, hey, when you're done taking a nap, I need to talk to you. And let him just, be prepared for that. Knowing that he can shut his brain off for a little bit. But yeah, you're right. No, the two things can be right at the same time. Women need to figure out when to talk to their husbands. Husbands need to understand that women want to talk to them. I say women, men and women. Or I say husbands, like men and women. It's a learning process. It's a learning process. Learning how to communicate is the key to any healthy relationship. Not exactly. And I have learned that, not just, I remember when I was younger, like even in church and stuff like that, because church is made up of people, young people living their life and making mistakes, right? So I just want to throw that out there. No shame to anybody. But I had some people in my life that took advantage of my niceness, right? And I never learned and never took the time to correct them and say, okay, you will not talk to me that way. Okay, I deserve respect too. or, just sharing my thoughts, with people. It's like, I didn't learn how to do that. I wasn't mature enough at that time. I wasn't brave enough at that time. But yeah, it would have been very valuable had I gone to my friends at the time and been like, hey, I don't appreciate it when you talk to me like this. I don't know, that sounds really late, but really just go up and be like, dude, you can't talk to me like that. Okay, I'm a person too. I have opinions. I'm not saying all my opinions are right, but I'm worth listening to. Just something like that, because you shouldn't let people talk down to you. Sometimes people do it because they're stressed out, and that's a whole other story. But most of the time people will be like, man, sorry, I went off on the, off the chain on that one. I was just really stressed out. And a good friendship, whatever like that, they will be like, yeah, I get it. I totally get it. Like, I got you. And that's the way it should be. Like, even with the marriage, like, husband might snap at his wife. If that's not his normal behavior, give him a little grace. If that's not your wife's normal behavior, give them a little grace. Trust the character of the person that you chose to be with if they have proven that they are worth, all that kind of stuff. So thank you for all the new followers over on Kick. We're just making art, talking about everything under the sun. Right now, we are educating ourselves. Now, I will not pretend that I know everything about man. There is so much more I don't know. I will acknowledge the fact. And this is the thing. It's like we get so butthurt about these things where I will acknowledge the fact that women are more complicated in their thinking than men are. Men are more simple-minded. That is not a slur. That is not being mean. That is a wonderful fact. All right. I'm gonna share it. Let me find it. One of the best videos I've ever found. And I'm not just saying this because she's my friend. I'm telling you, it was amazing. One of the best videos, one of the best things I've ever heard explaining the beauty between men, the beauty of the differences between men and women, was by my friend Danny from Comics and Cosmetics. Now, maybe you like her, maybe you don't. That doesn't matter to me. I'm telling you though, but she was a psychology major. So she's a nerd and a psychology major. She gave the best video about Wonder Woman and why Wonder Woman is so beloved compared to today's superheroes. So hopefully that'll get your attention. But if you want to learn, man, about Wonder Woman too, but here, I'm going to paste it in the chat. Welcome in new followers. We are so close to, how close are we to 300? We're getting there. Oh, we're great. We're on the front page talking about men and women, politics, Star Wars. Oh my goodness. I'm going to post it here too. Save it for later, guys. Watch this video. It was like life-changing for me. Let me try to catch up with everybody. Oh my god. Yeah, let's see. Moss says, there is a reason women tend to express all of their problems and get frustrated when men offer solutions. True. So this is one of those harsh realities that's so confusing for men, and I'm so sorry. I apologize, because it's not fair to women. It's not fair to guys. Women have two different types of conversations, not at the same time, but women will have two different types of conversations. One is solution-based. One is just stress relief. It's just expression. One is solution, one is expression. So like Moss makes a good point here. Expressing all their problems and get frustrated when men offer solutions. And this is where it comes to learning each other. But women are not good. We're intuition based. Women know when women are having whichever conversation for the most part. Okay. Men have no clue. And we forget, because of our differences, we forget, or we don't know, that men don't understand how they couldn't understand which conversation we're having. So solution-based is when we want to talk to you and we would like some information on how to fix the problem that we're facing. Then there's a conversation where we are expressing our frustrations and we know how to fix the problem. Okay. We know how to fix the problem. We just need to talk about it. And I know that's sad and that's frustrating, and guys will be like, I don't get it. Like, why would you talk about it if you already know the solution? It's just built into us. You can blame God for it. I do all the time. Just being real. Me and God, we've been on this journey for a while now, and it's been getting real last last couple of years. I'm like, God, I don't understand. I just understand. And so you both have to then learn, okay, I don't know, is the guy that might sound stupid to a guy, but I tell you what, when a woman comes to you and says, I gotta talk about something, like, I know it sounds stupid, please feel free to say real quickly, is this a solution? Is this a solution conversation? Or is this just an expression conversation? Now, they might not know. See, this is the hidden language of women. They might not know that they have two forms of communication because they haven't read about, oh, this is why we do this. Okay, so you might have to, I know it's complicated. You might have to explain that to them. But the thing is that women are always on this journey because we know that there's a lot happening in here. Women tend to be on this journey of discovering why we are the way we are. Men don't care why they are. Most men don't seem to care why they are the way they are. And that's fine. It keeps their life less stressful, right? Stress-free. But because there's so much going on in here, especially because of our hormones and the fact that we've got that bridge in our brain, we're always on this road of self-discovery, which I know sounds kind of lame, but it's true because there's so much happening. So a lot of time, that was what was so good for me when all of a sudden I could understand, why do I get so mad when people try to help me? Oh, I have two forms of communication, all that kind of stuff. I know. Oh my gosh. Front kick. I'm sorry. When I am expressing a problem to my husband, he's learned to ask, what do you need from me? What do you need? Me to fix or for me to listen? Yes. And look, guys, women would love it because that means that you see that that boils down to is you care about us. That's literally what that means. That just literally when you say, hey, it means you're investing in us and you're saying, hey, how can I help you? That's just literally all that means. What do you want me to do? Listen or fix? It deep in our little core, we're like, oh, he cares about me. And probably, Mando, would you say that as soon as a man shows any interest in trying to understand us, most of the time we just abandon the conversation anyway because we just kind of melt, I guess. kind of melt. Anytime any guy just either gives me a hug when I'm going through a hard time or just says, oh my gosh, I will tell you a story. Hang on. Men are wired to divide and conquer. I can see that. I don't know if a woman is ever truly satisfied if she's got multiple things going on at once. She can. Yeah, it's not about satisfaction. Women are very productive. It's just that they're productive in different ways. They're productive for the future. Like, okay, I'm going to plan my meal this morning for dinner. And I'm also going to take care of the laundry. So that way I can plan for this and that, there's a lot of planning. It's not really about being satisfied. It's just God has a strange gift that he gave women that a lot of us don't understand how it's a gift. And that's why I'm saying a lot of times women are on this road of self-discovery because it's like, why do I do the things that I do? Why am I crazy? You're not crazy. You might just not understand why you are. And like I said, most of the time when women understand why they are the way they are, they're less naggy about things, in my opinion. Thank you for all the new followers. And I think, what did I see? I thought I saw something. Oh, Retro Collective has gifted a subscription to the community. I'm going to throw some retros in the chat. There we go. Oh, yeah. Welcome in and hit the follow button if you enjoy random conversations. I don't know what you said exactly to, but I bet you we're on the same page. Amanda says, this is why it's also good to have friends to talk and help vent feelings. Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. Megatron says, when we get home, we want to completely divorce ourselves from thinking about our day and just veg out. Talk to him when you're both chilling in bed after he spent an evening decompressing. This is, again, where the balance then would come in. It's that you can't do that all the time. It's a give or take, right? I agree with this to a point. Sometimes a woman's right on the verge and she just needs to let it all out. And so she knows she can rely on her man to just take it, even though he's tired. Like she'll feel bad. She'll feel bad that she's letting all this out, but she's at this point. And that's where you learn. Again, it's all about learning. Give men their space, give women their space. But a lot of times women's space requires somebody to be in it. Unfortunately, by that time, women are already tired from the day and just want to sleep. Like if I'm in bed, I'm there to sleep. I'm there to talk. Yeah. Yeah. And suppressed emotions from women tend to be very unhealthy and can actually physically attack their body. So that's another reason why women tend to talk a lot, is because they're venting out actual physical ailment. It's been proven that stress will cause cancer, it will cause hives, hair loss. So it's important to listen to your woman, your friend, your mom, whoever. It's important. And you know, it just does a woman's heart so good when a man is like, I'm listening. Women running out of time if they do one thing at a time. Yeah, there's not enough time in a day if a woman just does one thing at a time. You know, topic potpourri. I don't know what that means, but it sounds like it smells nice. When I'm expressing a problem to my husband, he's learned to ask. Yeah, right. If men try to fix something and it fails, then they get angry, while women keep trying to fix it. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Men are like geysers, okay, with their emotions. They don't really express them all the time. They're there. Right? They're there. Nobody's like emotionless unless you're some kind of psycho. Emotions are good and they are healthy. They're healthy. A lot of women lack the awareness Tabitha has. I blame social media for that. I blame social media 100% for that. People are not having conversations with each other. Moms are failing to teach their kids. Moms aren't, women in general, they don't know these things. Okay. It's not being taught. It's really important. It's really important to understand, because women are complex. They are. We hate it. I mean, I hate it that we're so complex. It would be nice to be a dude and just veg out. What is that like? Unless I would take a sleeping pill, I'll never know what that's like. You guys, that's why women tend to argue the point that men have it easier, and if men only understood, and if men only knew. There is a grain of truth to that. At the same time, if men were overburdened by what is natural for women, they would struggle, because they're not designed. They're not built for that. And that's not a slur, okay? That's just the acceptance that there is a difference between men and women. It is a harsh truth. It is a harsh reality, because we just want to selfishly be like, well, men just need to learn to understand. Okay, there's just some things they will never understand. Unless they're one of those psychology persons, whatever. There's just some things they're never going to understand. And even then, unless you experience it, you're just never going to understand. It's like, you know, if we're going to be crass, most of us are adults here at like that. Women's cycles. Men are never going to understand it. You're never going to understand it. I'm sorry. No matter how much science you're going to have, you're never going to understand it. And I'm just going to leave it there, because I don't like crass conversations with mixed company, because I am old fashioned. But it's biological. But like, men are never going to understand that. Women need to understand. Men will never understand that. So give them a little bit of grace. Also, men, be a little nurturing and understand that you're never going to understand this, but it'd be nice if you just help us. Women are never going to understand that men can turn their brains off and that they don't need to talk. That's the other thing too. Women, there are some men that do. These are general statements for the most part. Men don't need to talk about their problems. Women don't understand that. What? We don't understand that. And that's okay. We just need to understand that we don't understand that. I literally have to take a melatonin and muscle relaxers to get any amount of good sleep. I'm sorry to hear that, Mando. I'm sorry to hear that. Thank you. We have the ability to be unburdened by what has been. That's right. I like how you just pulled a Jen Psaki there, creative blue collar guy, and you just pulled and we circled back. It's perfect. Let me get this taken care of here. I wonder if I should try to go lighter, like do the opposite with the red and do lightness, because dear God, we've been going for 2 hours. I think that's the other thing too, is that women get really offended when because the truths of men and women have become weaponized. Okay. So like I said, when you tell a man they're simple-minded, or you tell people they're simple-minded, that comes across as a derogatory statement. When you tell women that they talk all the time, It's become a derogatory statement, an unfriendly statement. Both of those things are true, and they don't have to be bad things. It just depends on your maturity level too. Like, are you a man who is willfully ignorant of your wife or your daughter or your grandma or your friend's needs? Right? Are you willfully ignorant because you just choose not to care because you don't want to? I will say, you'll be selfish. Let's just call a spade a spade. You'd be, and I've been there. I'm a female, and I've been there where you just you just don't want to get involved because it just doesn't interest you, so you don't care, so you just choose not to help out. There's a difference between that and then just your natural makeup where you're like, it didn't even dawn on you to care. So you didn't know that was important. Women talk a lot. There's a balance there. There is a verse for that too. And it's a gender neutral Bible verse that says, "In the multitude of words, there wanteth not sin, but he that refraineth his lips is wise." This old fashioned speech for basically, when you talk a lot, you open yourself for the possibility of bad conversation, and people who manage their tongue are wise individuals. This is something that both men and women have to learn. But women, given the fact that we do chit chat a lot, have to learn how to manage our conversations. Just kind of like what Megatron was saying. It's like, okay, if your man comes home and he's tired, then hey, you need to give him a break. Give him a break. Don't bother him right now. Don't bother him right now. Bother him later. Play video games, watch TV, draw, build something, eat junk food. That vegging out for guys. See, it is. It's very simple. It's very simple. That also has to go to different priorities for men and women. That's a whole other conversation. As a whole you tried to help once, you did, and look where it got us. You have to go to the kitchen to prepare for dinner. You do that. Go get it, girl. Be the absolute female that you can be. By the way, since I have a bunch of viewers here on Kick, and for those who might be new, and I'm gonna
the world.
Let's
What?
watch this. Our ship disappeared. Joe!
Joe! Joe, bring back the ship! What are you
Okay.
doing?
It's too much.
I thought you guys were on board, and I had.
Did you see our names? This is the worst group of pirates.
Did you hear us calling any commands?
Nope.
You
I
didn't
was
see
like,
us
I
on
am
board.
going to commandeer. I decided to commandeer the boat.
Man, first we lost Emmy, now Joe's abandoning us. Where did we find this group?
They're in materials or something.
Joe, are you still on this ship?
Yes, I am. I am straightening out. Oh, you're here!
Yeah, we're
Get
here.
here. How'd you guys get here?
I found
The
a
mermaid brought us here.
Oh,
And there's someone shooting at us.
Is it really?
I hear shots. Am I crazy?
No, I definitely heard something.
It gives me the option to rejoin the previous session.
Oh, right over there. Is that not a ship over there yet? Oh, it's like a congregation ship.
Oh, I am overboard.
Wait, what? Why?
Oh, the ship's on fire! The ship's on fire!
Why?
The ship is on fire because nobody sails without the entire crew. So Joe, have
And
fun.
There's massive holes in the bones, guys.
Oh no!
You steal the ship, you
Okay.
suffer the consequences. That's right. Available now. Available now in the shop. You can get you some Sea of Thieves. You can get you some Sea of Thieves fan art of our gameplay with No Me Without You and the real Joe Rosie. We have a good time. Going to be in the shop for a limited time to make way for other things. I've ordered my little bundle pack, and I can't wait. I can't wait for it to come in. But yeah, super fun. I hope you enjoyed that video. I'm going to be posting it to the channel soon, but Hey, see you, Mongoose, and gonna lurk. We are now returned to our regularly scheduled programming. That's right. My husband, oh, Mando brings back. My husband and I have a tactic where we wait at least an hour after either of us gets home before we talk. See, and you had to probably have that conversation and come to that conclusion, right? Because that's what adults do, right? You got to talk about it. Sorry, guys, you got to talk about things. I know it sucks. Look, it's not pleasant for the women. I don't think most women don't want to talk about things they got to fix. Trust me. We do it because it's a preparation. It's a defense thing. It's a preparation for the future. If I talk about this now, if I take care of this now, I don't have to deal with it in the future. Right? That's kind of the mindset. But anyway, so I decided to slim down the red spots because I don't know. I'm not sure. How do we think about this? It's starting to look candy cane, isn't it? And so I don't know that I like the brightness of the red. I'm going to undo all that. Let me get rid of this. Hang on. Here we go. I might have to do the darkness because it's starting to look candy cane-ish, and I don't want that. So we need to reevaluate, readjust. Let's see what happens if we go dark. Tabitha goes dark. You wouldn't like me in the dark. Let's try. It might be a little bit better. Kind of looks like it's torn a little bit. I like that. Thank you for all the new followers over there on Kick. We are a wild bunch over here. We have a lot of hot takes. And it's okay, because if we don't have conversations, you'll never learn, you'll never grow, which, you know, is what our lovely Gina Carano did say years ago, where it's like, look, we got to learn to have conversations. We got to have those uncomfortable conversations. Otherwise, we'll just never understand where we're coming from. And so that's what we're doing today, apparently, for some odd reason that I'm not sure how this got started. I'm not sure. Now you're not going to leave today like you did the other night without giving us a chance to tell you goodbye, are you? Hey, I roll with my own punches. I do my own thing. Can't stop, won't stop, you know. Can't tether me to a certain type. I dare to be different, dare to be stupid, you know. Okay, I think this looks a little less like a candy cane. But, you know, still. Now, I do want to see what would happen if I kind of, put some darkness around the styles. But, Mando's texted me. What are you telling me, Mando? What are you telling me? All right, here we go. Let's just do a couple of stars and then see what it looks like. I don't want to do too many because it could potentially. I would love to kind of finish this background before I end the stream because I got a lot of stuff to do. It's not a lot, but I think it makes it consistent. I'm giving you a future project idea. Okay. I'll look at it in a little bit. I usually stick with the dare to be stupid. And I don't say this mean, but like kind of like we talked about before, most guys do. I don't want to say it's stupid. It's just willfully ignorant. Most guys don't want to get up in the drama unless they're internet people. The internet has taught me that most everything is a lie when it comes to stereotypes of men and women. That's why we tell people the internet is not real life. Hey, Brett. How are you? Okay. I do wonder if I need to, like, do it on the edges here. Like, oh, that's kind of cool. I don't know what this style is. Is this cell shading? I'm still learning all that, but this is, it's pretty cool. I think this, if I did include Cara Dune into this, it would be pretty cool. Drama is for girls. You been on the internet, Megatron? You really want to say such a bold... Why would you say something so bold and controversial? Dreaming Tabitha, you say you're going outside earlier in the stream, and I am. I'm going outside. Oh, well, I'm sure I'll have to go outside at some point, but at the moment, I'm just cozy, comfy here. There. Let's see. What about? I kind of like this though. This roughness of this design. What do you guys think? That one might be. I'm loving it. Who's having McDonald's in honor of the inauguration and getting RFK Jr. to stare at them from the with disappointment? Yeah, I don't know what it. Okay, so there's the other thing. I don't know what it is about men. They love to irritate women. They think it's funny, and then men have the nerve to get flummoxed and upset when women don't respond positively, and they get upset. Now I understand some people just need to chill out, whatever, but men like to poke and prod until they get a reaction out of women, which is immature, and we all know most men love being 12-year-olds. Again, and that's not a derogatory statement. Simple life, easy going. They love teasing. I don't know what it is about men that love to tease women, but there's a line, right? There's the balance, right? Maturity balance there. Where it's like, okay, I can only go so far because I know she's going to get upset. So don't get mad at women if you are eliciting a response, right? Suddenly craving chicken nuggets. Yeah. I wouldn't eat McDonald's unless I lost a bet. I get you there. I get you there. Right, because that's how men communicate with their bros. See? It's how men communicate with their bros. Ribbing and jabs are terms of endearment. I totally get that. You say it keeps things interesting. For which person? Oh, yeah. Well, you should definitely go outside and meet people, even if it's cold outside, but just don't do it at the risk of your health, But that's the thing. Men have to then remember it's not something that they think about because it's not something that they think about. It's not naturally inclined. The way that women talk to each other, like I said earlier, we have to remind ourselves that that's not how men communicate. And so when it would be helpful, it would be really helpful if men would remember that when they talk to women, that the communication style changes. I know that sounds complicated. That's just life. It's like women don't respond to jabs and jeers. Like men could literally put each other down and like tell each other they're fat, that they're stupid, that they don't know anything, and they could just walk on with life. It's so wonderful. It's so blissful. And then just be happy. Like, be like, yeah, that was so funny, dude. You got me there. Women are not like that. Women are not like that. You can say, well, I was just joking. Women are just wired differently. And to get upset at women for being that way is just as bad as women getting upset for men being that way. We don't understand it. We think it's stupid. Okay? We don't get it because we don't get it. We can think that men are weird and silly for that. And that's just how it is. But we will never understand that. There are some women that kind of don't mind certain jokes. Again, different humor and stuff like that. But for the most part, women don't like to be put down as a joke. It's just not who we are. It's just not who we are. Guys, that's the thing too. Like guys could literally get into a fist fight with each other and be friends the next day. That doesn't happen with women. It does not have. Women resort to mature women resort to violence as a last resort. Like it's just not. We do everything to prevent stuff like that. Guys just react differently. They have a different way of figuring out outcomes. And again, none of that's bad. I mean, I don't recommend a fist fight. Because bad things could really. A man could get lost in the moment for that, and men are very powerful, so bad things could happen. But again, it's just different. It's just different. And that's hard to remember in the heat of the moment. Also, that men and women are different. Like, why don't you I just need you to understand. Well, I don't understand. Well, why not? And that's where humble apologies come into place. And it's where Jesus comes into place. I need to see something here. I'm going to change this background. Cancel. We're going to go Just make sure it's all clean and good looking here. All right. I think we've talked a lot about different things, but I like the way that this looks. Like, this would be a cool sticker in and of itself, but I think I might want to put a character in there. We'll see how that goes. When am I starting kickboxing? Soon. Looks great, says Tommy. Thank you. One thing to remember, never get between two brothers fighting, because the minute you do, they both will turn on you. Yeah, see, that's the other thing too. I know, I see it on the internet too. Why are these women always getting involved? Like, why are they trying to separate men when they're fighting? Because it's an instinct. Women are typically wired to prevent confrontation and fighting and things like that. That's one of the gifts that God gives most women, or is a natural thing that's designed. We're trying to keep things chill. We want to keep things happy, right? So a lot of times the reason why, this is again the differences between men and women. I'm not saying it's the best thing, but most of the time when you see a woman getting in between two guys fighting, she's trying to stop the fight, like saying, "Hey, chill out. Let's talk about this. Let's get this figured out." Guys don't necessarily resolve problems the same way that women do. And then women, of course, get in trouble, and sometimes they get hit because men are heightened emotionally at that point. They are. They block, they're laser focused, but they're also at a heightened emotional sense. And so you kind of aren't thinking clearly, and you don't realize that this person is like, whatever. But so that's again the difference between men and women. It's not a bad thing, but a woman has to then restrain herself and remember, I can't get involved because this but that's an instinct. It's a protective instinct, is to try to resolve this problem. And so that's why you will see women get in between, because they don't want to see their loved one get beaten up, right? Women take a stand. Women will fight for what they love. That's why you see women that will unashamedly and unafraid just jump in between two dudes. It's pretty courageous and to say the least, on behalf of their loved ones or the peace and safety of other people. It's also stupid. But that, what does they say? That the difference between courage and stupidity is a very fine line. So I appreciate the courage that a woman has to try to stop a fight or a brawl. But it's not the best way to fix this problem, because men are wired differently than women. And it usually ends up not good anyway. Guys kind of have to, figure things out, and it's not helpful. But that's why you'll see that's why you'll see a stupid woman jumping in to stop a fight. She does not understand and think the way that the men do. And it's not really that stupid in the purest sense of the form. She's actually being courageous to do this because she's trying to bring chill, and she's trying to stop a fight and stop it from turning bad, because a woman can already foresee, if this doesn't stop, it could get ugly really quickly. But the harsh reality is that most women can't stop these things. Most women can't. You should rename your podcast to Drawing and Dealing with Dr. Drawing and Dealing. You gonna make Jeremy another snake eye painting? Last time you gave him when he acted selfish and you had to steal it back. He wasn't acting selfish. I jokingly took it back from him because he said my channel name wrong, and so I said that was disrespectful. No, we're chill. That was just for fun. Wendy says, Tabitha and dearest chat, I wish you a wonderful day or evening. Till the next time, ciao ciao or tot zines. Nice. Thank you so much, Wendy. So when a guy says not to press something and the lady presses it, whose fault is it? Let's see. This is one of those bear in the woods question. All right, here's my humble take from that. It depends. So a lot of times these conversations, it's all contextual based. Okay. I would think a lot of the men in the chat would acknowledge that men have a hard time expressing their thoughts and expressing their opinion. Well, not their opinions, but emotions, because it's seen as a sign of weakness. We know this. There are some times where a guy needs to have someone push them to a certain direction, and it really needs to only come from a loved one. because typically the loved one has their best interests in mind. Typically a loved one can see the benefits, can see more than just the situation. They can see what can happen beyond it. Okay. But again, there is a difference between nagging, right? Big difference between nagging and pushing towards success, I might say. A woman has to have the wisdom to understand when to let it go, right? So it's more of like women tend to want to force men to understand that we are there for you and you can trust us. Okay, that's a reality too. Why won't you let me love you is kind of the idea, because women and men express love and affection differently. So there's a balance here. A woman can press, but if she's wise enough to understand, okay, here's the line in the sand. I'm just gonna let him come. It's more of like, I tried my best. I just want him to know that I'm here for him, and then you walk away. Walk away. You pray for them, you pray, but you just got to let them walk away. It's a balance. It's always come down to a balance. Always comes down to a balance. It's like basically like forcing your child to, let's just say your kid wants to be a doctor or something in the medical field. And you, as the wiser person or the adult or whatever like that, you understand that if they procrastinate on their journey, because medical careers take years before success is found, you will avidly encourage them to go to school, start soon, get internships, all this kind of stuff. But if somebody's like, yeah, I'll do it, no, leave, they'll finally get like, leave me alone. I'll figure it out. Okay. Like there's a point where it's like, I did what I could. I just want them to know all the information. I just want them to know that I'm here for them. And you got to let go. You got to let people handle their own problems. You got to let people come to their own realization. You want to know that you're there for each other, but don't push them. And that's hard. It's hard, especially if you maybe see a warning sign that somebody else can't see. Because again, women have a sense of intuition. They can see things differently that men don't see. And the same goes for men. They'll look and think about something differently that women don't think about. That's a balance. It's supposed to work together. It looks like an American anchor, actually. Pretty cool, even though I know it's... Yeah, I could look like that. What if we turned it upside down? What does it look like now? I still, now that I've been drawing this, I still see like a kind of like a weird alien Spider-Man face. Women press the issue because we want to make sure it's resolved now instead of coming back later. Yeah, this is true too. Like, that's what I'm saying. We are wired and geared to resolve the problem. We want it fixed now. How can we fix this now so we don't have to worry about it later? Because we already got so much going on. And it gives us peace and safety knowing maybe our friend, our mom, our significant other, like it's all been resolved. So that's why. And that's again where it's like a mature woman, as we learn and we grow, we're like, okay, I did what I could. I got to let go. I got to let go. It's not my decision anymore. Because at the end of the day, even if you're married, you're still two separate people. You're living life together, but you both have to make your own decisions. Hopefully you can make them together, but that is a separate decision to work together too. What software am I using to draw? I'm using Procreate. It's wonderful. Rolling chairs, where you been? The worst is when a woman is trying to stop a man from fighting by holding his arms down. Again, not saying women all make all the wisest decisions. That would be their solution. If you think about it logically, there is logic to what is happening. Logic. There's two forms of it where it's like, okay, to resolve the issue, you incapacitate what is causing the harm. To hold on to an arm, they can no longer punch. They're not going to go hold down the arms of the stranger that they don't know. They're going to do it with the loved ones because there's safety there and they're trying to take control and comfort and help out there. But yeah, but practically, that's stupid because now the person can't defend themselves. So that's the thing too to remember when it comes to those kinds of scenarios. Emotions are at an all-time high between the man and the woman. Okay, she is at an all-time high of I must protect, I must nurture, I must take care. The man is like,
practical. I'm not sure what a man's thinking when he's in a brawl with another man. I think it's more probably an honor thing, an ego thing. There is such thing as a healthy ego, okay? And so, or maybe it's depending if he was, mistreating his woman, whatever there's a sense of honor. I've got to protect. That's his form of protection. So, from what I understand, because I'm not a man, I don't know. They're laser focused then. So their vision is narrowed to the situation that is before them, not what could be around them. So women kind of create. I think Sue Storm is like a good example where doesn't she create like this bubble shield? She can create this bubble shield of protection or something like that, where it's like, guys are fighting this thing, but she can protect this area. So that's kind of the thing. Guy is right here. Women tend to be like this. Does that make sense? Right. The woman has good intentions. It's not a practical application. That's the difference. And as a human, I think we all agree life is hard. And so we have to learn how to implement our gifts, right? We have to learn how to implement our protective skills. We're not always, it's not always the right thing. It's kind of like, are we allowed to say that on the internet? Gun control. You can teach a child to shoot, but shooting is not always the answer. You have to learn when is the appropriate time to activate that use. Facts. Thank you. It's Lady Marine. Hello. We are hitting the hard stuff today. I don't know why. Woman don't want a man that will hurt. A woman doesn't want a man that will hurt someone else, but they do want a man that can't. Yes, that's perfect, Moss. That is perfectly say. The appropriate word to use is pew pew. Oh, okay. Just want to make sure. It is a wonderful day, Lady Marine. But yes, this is perfect. A woman doesn't want a man that will hurt somebody else, but they do want a man that can hurt somebody else. That's absolutely true. Hello, Potato King. How are you? Thank you for all the new followers. Did we get to 300 yet? Oh, we are 8 followers away from 300 over there on Kick. I don't know why Kick loves me so much, but I am super grateful. I do want to get me some Kick merch because they've been so good to me, and appreciate all the new. I'm sure not all of you are bots. I'm sure some are, but it just be the way that it is. But all right, guys, I haven't had breakfast. It's almost lunchtime. Ugh! And that's not true. I had half a banana. I know, Kick love, right? And so I want to thank you guys again for being here. I might try to. I have so many videos that I need to edit, so I need to take care of that. Plus, I want to watch the inauguration. I'll probably draw and edit while that goes on. But I'm gonna try to come back today because I won't be having much time to stream the rest of this week. But I hope you've enjoyed this crazy stream, this nonsensical stream about men and women. I hope that maybe I've helped some of you. I know, it helps me. Like if we have conversations, if we learn, we can be better towards each other. Is that easy? Of course not, because people are stupid. People are selfish and they are stupid. But that doesn't mean that they're helpless. They're hopeless. They're lost. Like we got to learn to come together right now over me. Anyway, I appreciate all of you and happy Inauguration Day. Stay safe out there. Let's say some prayers for our country because, again, there's a lot of stupid people, a lot of ignorant people who don't understand what they are fighting for. Some people that don't know how to fight for what they're fighting for. And we want a healthy, safe America. I'd love to see some more unity come. And I would love to see the world heal a little bit more. And yes, be sure to go check out. Let me see really quickly. I wish it was easier to send people to places and things and all of that kind of stuff, like all this stuff. But anyway, I can't redirect you. I don't think so. If you're interested in some nerdy news, check out my friend Danny over at Comics and she's got some fun stuff. She's talking about Daredevil this morning. Apparently there's some interesting information that has dropped about Daredevil. So it's pretty cool. Mando, I'll be checking out your stuff. It's a good day to have a good day. Take care, guys. Thank you so much.
What in the world? What?
Our ship disappeared. Joe!
Joe! Joe, bring back the ship! What are you
Okay.
doing?
It's too much.
I thought you guys were on board, and I had.
Did you see our names? This is the worst group of pirates.
Did you hear us calling any commands?
Nope.
You
I
didn't
was
see
like,
us
I
on
am
board.
going
You
to
did our names.
commandeer. I decided to commandeer the boat.
Man, first we lost Emmy, now like Joe's abandoning us. Tabitha, where did we find this crew?
They're in materials or something.
Joe, are you still on this ship?
Yes, I am. I am straightening out. Oh, you're here!
Yeah, we're
Get
here.
here. How'd you guys get here?
I
Oh,
found
the
a
mermaid brought us here.
Oh,
And there's someone shooting at us.
Is it really?
I hear shots. Am I crazy?
No, I definitely heard something.
It gives me the option to rejoin the previous session.
Oh, it's right over there. Is that not a ship over there yet? Looks like a congregation ship.
Oh, I am overboard.
Wait, what? Why?
Oh, the ship's on fire! The ship's on fire!
Why?
The ship is on fire because nobody sails without the entire crew. So Joe, have
And
fun.
There's massive holes in the boat, guys.
Oh no!
You steal the ship, you
Okay.
suffer the consequences.